Stop. Look. Listen.
Drive with Yasmeen Khan.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
It's Friday. It's the last half hour of the show. That means it's music review time. Thank you. This is from someone who used to love new music reviews on a Saturday morning when they would get really awkward on children's television and sometimes have grown-ups who actually knew nothing about music. I mean, Ajay's laughing because he knows what I'm talking about.
I remember that, yeah.
Didn't Margaret Thatcher once do? Was it Going Live or Live and
Probably.
Kicking? Yeah.
But why would you want a good review from Margaret Thatcher?
No.
Really, if you're trying to make it as a musician.
Yeah,
You don't
actually,
want
that's
a good
not one of
review.
the ones for the album cover,
No.
maybe.
Or a
Unless
review. This is a great band, Margaret Thatcher. That's going to sell loads, isn't it?
Ajay, I'm going to go with AJ, because you always say I don't mind either.
No, I don't.
AJ Srivastav,
Yeah.
musician, all-round good egg.
All right.
Who have you been... hang on, I've just got to say this. You reposted, because Facebook was doing the you've had a great year thing.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, yeah, but it missed out the photo of me and Paul McCartney. Thank you.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. I can't believe that. You know, it's like telling me all the best bits of my year.
Yeah.
And not the bit
Didn't
where I met Paul
include
McCartney.
That's an
No,
outrage.
that's just ridiculous. You don't know me, Facebook. You know nothing.
Yeah, you're just an algorithm.
You're just an algorithm.
A dirty algorithm.
I am human.
Well, thank you for coming back in.
Cheers.
And we have Statis Beatnik. Hello.
Hello.
Musician.
Yeah.
Kind of. He's like, not so sure.
Electronic musician,
Yeah,
DJ,
it still
producer, yeah.
All of those things still counts.
There's music in there.
Excellent beard owner.
Thank you.
That's bigger than last time, can I just say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been even lazier than before.
standing in bags of fertilizer to just make it. Yeah. See, this is going to sound really rude. I'm not meaning this at all. But I'm sure when I was little, wasn't there a toy called Mr. Potato Head, and you would wind it, and it would suddenly grow hair?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like
AJ,
Play-Doh.
don't look at me like
Play-Doh. It was a
Mr.
Play-Doh
Potato
thing.
Head, you changed the eyes and stuff, but the Play-Doh hairdresser was the one where the stuff came out.
That looks like, you see, there was a sort of little windy handle. And anyway, should we just play some music?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that instead. AJ, let's start with I'm intrigued by this. Operation Margarine?
Operation Margarine
Yes.
by Man and the Echo. So this is like a band from the northwest of England, from Warrington, 4-piece. The early stuff is kind of more rockier. This is more indie disco, I'd say. I love the lyrics. All the lyrics are quite politically charged, but in a kind of very sweet way, so it's easy on the ears. This is their new single, Operation Margarine.
Which is a great... I'm intrigued. I don't know what the title is, but it's great.
I know, it just struck me as well. What does that mean, even? But yeah, I just love the vibe of the band. I also want to tell you what Man and the Echo means.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I found this quote. So the Man and the Echo it's a poem by W.B. Yeats. It's about a man who is thinking of ending his life, but when he shouts out that he's going to lie down and die, he hears an echo and argues with it, deciding that he wants to live. It has a personal significance, and the band also thought it was a cool name. So
wow.
I think it's great.
Story with a track with a real story. Well, let's have a listen. This is Man and the Echo, and this is Operation Margarine. Bang on the money when you say indie disco.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly goes kind of upbeat, American, big chorus. There's almost a little bit... I don't know why this reference has just come into my head, but there was an old American show called Love Boat or Showboat or something like that.
It's got that classic late 70s disco feel to it, which I love, and his vocals are very earthy, so it's a nice little, nice a lot of styles kind of in there merging together.
And
so.
had you not said what the story of the song was, I would never have, just on a sort of casual listen, you wouldn't get that because it's so upbeat.
Yeah,
but maybe
yeah.
that's the whole point.
They're great. I mean, I was listening to a lot of their earlier stuff as well. I say early, maybe like a couple of years ago. And all the lyrics are really, I love the lyrics that they're coming out with. It's, like I said, very political. And all kind of with a bit of meaning, so it's nice to hear that.
I love that you said early stuff and then corrected yourself
Yes.
because it was only
As
two
it is,
years
like
ago.
20-year-old band.
Last week.
Last week, yeah.
It was a brilliant sketch on Walliam and Friend, because he just has one actor every week on his David Walliam on his sketch show, and it was Sheridan Smith playing a schoolgirl, and she's sitting on a bench with a mate. She goes, "Do you remember back in the day?" And it turns out that back in the day was last week. It's just like, that's how kids refer to it. It's like, yeah, back in the day when we had to plug our phones in, yeah.
Yeah, we did an event last week and Lady Leisha was there and she was like, "Oh yeah, this was an old school track and it was about 3 years ago."
Oh, man. Oh, God.
No, stop it.
Where's it going to end? That's
No.
what I want to...
With us being really old.
Yes.
Statis Beatnik, what did you make of that?
I thought it was very cleanly produced. It was very
Ah.
nicely EQ'd. Like from a technical stand, it was really nice. Wasn't really the sort of thing that I'd
You would go
listen
for-
to.
It's crisp though. That's
Yes, but
something
it's
what you-
very beautifully
Yeah.
done. I like a bit more grit and a bit more earthiness to things personally.
Yeah. I love that one. That was Operation Margarine by Man and the Echo. Thank you, AJ, for bringing that one in. Let's get another one in before the track. Let's go to one of yours, Statis, first. Becky Hill and Warm. Tell me about this one.
Becky Hill, I think, is one of the biggest talents at the moment, and she wrote and produced it. It was by a guy called Shift Key, who I think is one of the biggest talents at the moment. He's been doing amazing things. The two of them have come together and produced this record that I think it's really beautiful. It's kind of influenced by Subtract and a track called Wildfire, if you've ever heard that. It's another really beautiful track, and he's kind of done what he does, which is like a future kind of garage sound to it. So beautiful vocals, really beautifully produced. It's going to be a big hit, I think.
Let's have a listen. This is Becky Hill and Warm.
Never felt like this before. Got them gray clouds hanging over me. Got caught up in the downpour. Need an umbrella to get underneath. And maybe I don't know what's meant for me. 'Cause me and you haven't spoken in several weeks. You should know that I'm gonna play for keeps. Just need to weather the storm. Behind gray clouds is blue skies and sunrise. Oh, and God knows I have tried to visualize what it's like to feel warm. Behind gray clouds is blue skies and sunrise. Oh, and God knows I have tried to visualize what it's like to feel warm. Swept away by this whirlwind.
That's Becky Hill and Warm. AJ, one for you?
Yeah, man, I like it.
Are you liking that?
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about her style, and I always draw comparisons, probably shouldn't, but maybe it's a house style thing of Katy B.
Yeah, I was saying that I think Rinse has championed quite a few of her tracks and Shift Key's tracks. He does a lot of housey garage crossovers, so
Yeah.
they're in similar genres, and both are brilliant songwriters and great singers. So I can see some definite parallels there.
Oh, it's just like Stockake and Waterman back in the day.
Back in the day.
That was back in the day.
That was really back in
Lovely.
the day. As you know, when you're old is when a producer says to you, because we were talking about that this afternoon. So who's Pete Waterman?
The Hitman and Her, you should have said. Go and
Yeah,
watch it, and
I
then you'll
should
be
have said.
shocked.
Do you know, how do you explain the Hitman and Her
It
to
was
anyone?
brilliant. Well, we did a TV show that was kind of similar, but a lot more updated version, where we go to clubs and do all
Yeah.
the DJs and talk to everyone, and it didn't quite have that amazing style that Hitman and Her had, though.
Who did you do it with? Reminds me, the woman.
Oh, I can't even remember.
I feel like she she ended up doing a completely different.
Was it not
kind-
the girl the woman who went into doing the wildlife
Wildlife
things?
presenting, and her
What was
name's
Not
complete-
Annika Rice,
No,
the
not
other
Annika.
one. She used to do the really wild show.
She did.
Yeah.
Her. Michaela Strachan.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you,
like
Chloe.
some weird dream if people don't believe us.
So basically, at night, because it was club thing, they would just go to a nightclub random somewhere
In the
with the
80s.
TV crew, sort of late 80s,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And it was not. It must have spilled into the 90s. It was one of those, and they would just be in an average club in an average. They weren't like underground clubs or anything. It was just like, and I don't mean to say this disparaging, a towny club.
Yeah.
And then they would go and just that was it.
But some of the styles, the clothes were amazing.
The dancing was something else. It was. Yeah.
There was a lot of Rick Astley wannabes in there.
All good, all good. From poor old Becky Hill and Warm, we've managed to talk about that. But anyway, if you want to look that one up, that was Becky Hill and Warm. We'll be back with more new music after this.
Christmas on Talk Radio.
Some Santa chat and quality poultry.
Talk Radio.
Let's talk turkey. It's the radio show where listening is highly recommended. Home Rule with Martin Roberts on Talk Radio in association with Northwood's Guaranteed Rent. Whether you're looking to own, rent or just improve a pad, get essential advice from top property expert Martin Roberts. Pick up the keys to stress-free house happiness. Home Rule, tomorrow morning from 11 on Talk Radio with Northwood's Guaranteed Rent. Our landlords get paid on time, every time, even when a property is empty. Go to northwooduk.com to find out more.
A wise old elf once said,
"There is no perfect gift, only a gift perfect for someone."
Which is why at Not on the High Street we have gifts for gardeners, presents for perfectionists, and stocking-sized somethings for small children across the land. Find gifts lovingly made by our 5,000 partners, I mean elves, at notonthehighstreet.com. Magic is real.
Get even more from Selco Builders Warehouse with our great Christmas voucher promotion. On top of our massive stocks of trade products at great trade prices, you'll be full of Christmas cheer when you earn vouchers to spend on your Christmas shopping. For every £50 excluding VAT you spend, you'll receive coupons to exchange for shopping vouchers. So get straight down to Selco Builders Warehouse now and start earning vouchers to make your Christmas that bit more rewarding. Offer ends 18th of December.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
Ho, ho, ho.
Breathe with confidence under the mistletoe this Christmas with CB12 mouthwash. Not only does CB12 mouthwash contain fluoride to help strengthen teeth, it also provides up to 12-hour protection from unpleasant breath. So close moments can be truly enjoyed this party season. Visit cb12.co.uk for more information.
Talk Radio, traffic and travel.
Heading anti-clockwise on the M60, 2 lanes closed due to an accident between junction 18 and 17. Heading clockwise on the M60, a lane closed as well due to an accident at junction 9 for Trafford Park. Heading north on the M6, a lane closed there due to an accident between junction 20 for the Lim interchange and 21. The M1 southbound carriageway still remains completely closed due to a police incident. That's between junction 26 and 25. And on the M11 northbound, that northbound side of the carriageway closed as well between the exit and entry slip roads at junction 12. I'm Thea Matthews.
This week at Lidl, get all your Christmas trimmings. We've got Brussels sprouts, just 19p. British parsnips, also 19p. Mini roast potatoes, 19p. And British carrots, you guessed it, 19p. Rudolph's in for a treat. Offer available in stores until the 28th of December. Every little thing for Christmas. Subject to availability, selected stores excludes NI.
Did your husband accidentally transfer the contents of your joint account to a Nigerian prince called Trust Me Good Man? Perhaps you bought diet pills on the internet that made you frightened to cough. Or maybe your exotic mail-order bride turned out to be a Ukrainian pig farmer called Igor.
When the con is on, you need a man who's on it. Listen to the Radio Hustle with scam-busting supremo Alexis Conran and get the inside track on all the latest swindles, schemes, tricks and traps the fraudsters are using to get their hands on your cash.
Get tipped off, not ripped off. The Radio Hustle with Alexis Conran, enemy of the con man.
Tomorrow afternoon from 1 on Talk Radio. It's the superior work-to-sofa transmission system.
Drive with Yasmeen Khan.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
So welcome back. We're in the midst of music review. It's a simple format. We like to keep things simple because the music speaks for itself, right? But we get into people who know their stuff. We have a musician, and you grimaced when I said musician, almost as if you didn't feel worthy of it.
Yeah.
So DJ producer type.
I've never picked up an instrument in my life, so
Not even the recorder.
Oh, maybe I played a recorder.
See, I could play
I've banged
three.
some drums. I've played some keys, but I can't actually play an instrument.
I'm hopeless. The only thing I ever played was Three Blind Mice when I was about 9 on the recorder.
Nice.
Awesome. I bet it was wicked. Was it a jungle remix?
Yeah, it was. Shaman were involved. It was all over it. It's brilliant. Thank you very much. Anyway, Ajay Srivastav.
Yes.
And Statis Beatnik, who have joined me in the studio. We're going through some new tracks. We've just heard Becky Hill and Warm, and before that we had the brilliantly titled Operation Margarine by Man and the Echo, equally brilliantly titled. So let's go back, Ajay, to one of yours. Fernandez 4, who be they?
So Fernandez 4 are an Argentinian band, but they sing in English. I
love the variety we have on this slot, by the way.
It's great. I mean, the whole kind of cultural things are coming in there, but they've chosen to sing in English. They're made up of like some of the best known rock, funk, and jazz musicians in Buenos Aires, and they kind of combine the musical blend with what they do. So it's kind of it's best of jazz and funk with a bit of rock thrown in. They've got a great quote how they describe themselves. They say they're jazz with simple harmony or rock with complex harmony.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it just from that.
Thinking about their music.
Yeah, really thinking about it. This is Fernandez 4 and Norsk in Silence. It might be my ears, and I love the really grungy guitar in it, but I just want them to turn the vocal up a bit.
It's very. It kind of takes me back to.
Do I sound like your gran now?
Well, kind of. That's like rock music, though.
Yeah.
The
It's
lyrics,
got that grunge
the
to it,
singing are always singing is always a bit more embedded in the music.
Yeah.
Than,
Embedded, I love that. As opposed to just what? I can't hear it.
But yeah, no, I just love that. I mean, it kind of took me back to the old grunge days. So hence, I like that one.
Yeah, and that was very much of its time where you would only hear the key, like, stupid girl. Stupid girl.
I thought that had a brilliant chord progression. I really like it. It reminded me of something else. I can't put my finger on it. And it also kind of had a Pixies feel to it. A little bit lighter, but one of my favourite bands. So I like that one.
And we'd never before had. Where did you say they were from?
Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Argentinian grunge.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing us that, because as I always say, we don't, we never say to you guys, it's got to be this or it's got to be charts or it's got to be, we don't mind if it's chart, it's chart, it's great, mainstream, but
and it's one of the best things about what whenever I come in, it's go and find a band that's doing something exciting. Yeah, they don't have to be famous or anything, just.
It's part of the thing that, obviously the way the chart is done has changed so much, but, and also the availability of there's so much music. In a way, the chart used to help when we were growing up because it curates it for you, but now there is so much, and picking and finding what you want it's great because there's so much choice, but there's almost too much. We do a tiny bit of curation here by saying to you guys, bring in what you think is great. Let's get on to our final track tonight, DJ Fresh versus Diplo.
Yeah, well, I have a thing where I feel in my job as a DJ and a producer, I get hammered with so much American music all the time that whenever anyone asks me to put forward a record, I always want to push British music. It's a bit bad because there's a whole world out there, but I feel the more you can push people, and nearly always people that I know have met or worked with and done things with and that I admire. So obviously Shift Key I've met and done things with, and Becky Hill we've done festivals with her, and so now it's DJ Fresh and Diplo, two other guys that I really admire what they've done, their career progression and the sort of the different music types that they've put together. On this one, it's very. I mean, it was a good segue last time, but it's very jungle based, this one. So he's gone back to that and kind of taken those roots, and now Craig David's on it doing his comeback. So there's kind of that influence from UK garage in there, and he's taken it and done it with Diplo, who is obviously Major Lazer, and has about 50 other names across the world, who seems to be like the Berry Gordy of modern music. So
turning into that.
Yeah. He's just pushing out these things that other people are making, and he's funneling through his record label. So as an amalgamation of styles and influences, it's got kind of Jamaican influences again of the ragga and the reggae, and a bit of kind of Afrobeat, and then jungle from Britain, and so it's a mishmash of the entire world, which I really like.
You've really sold this to me just on that
Well,
description.
I'm waiting. There better be everything in this that you just said.
It's now going to be a disappointment if this is no good. This is DJ Fresh versus Diplo and Bang Bang.
So what I say? Sell, where you there? Manager. R.City. Right about. Bang, bang. You not be alone. I hit the ground. I can't get back up. Bang, bang. You not be alone. I hit the ground. Bang, bang. You not be alone. I hit the ground. I can't get back up. Bang, bang. You not be alone. I hit the ground. I can't get back up. Bang. Well, they call me a Ursula. If you let me get too close, I will be hurting ya. And I got you feeling good. Back off and girl, you should. Man, a bedroom criminal, cause you should lock me up. I feel your heartbeat.
If you've just tuned in, jungle is still massive. You probably are hungover from your Christmas party, but it's not the mid-90s.
My favourite era. Yeah, I was just saying, I think jungle was the last great musical and cultural movement that this country had, from Britain, using all the influences that we have as a country of different nationalities all coming together to make something really interesting and brilliant. And I like it when people go back and reference that and bring all those styles forward to now.
And we've actually had quite a few jungle tracks on the show, and garage and all those things that sort of come back. And sometimes we hear stuff and it comes back with a slight kind of new twist to it. And other times it just comes back as if it was exactly from that era. And I have no problem with that.
That's true.
It's like, why not? AJ, did you like that?
I loved it. I loved the fact that you put a jungle beat in there. It's brilliant. Yeah.
It's like it's coming, and it brings that smile because you're like, it's going to do that thing. It's going to do that thing, and then it does the thing.
I was a huge reggae fan all my life, and I've always loved ragga, and then when they put jungle, the kind of acid house I loved as well. And combining all that together, the real soul of the reggae with the craziness of the beats and everything, it's just a combination that will never fail.
Did jungle were you into it at the time, AJ? Did it pass you by a bit? Or?
No, I was totally into it, and in '97 I used to run a club at the Blue Note.
Wicked.
Kind of Asian beats, which was basically...
He's a lot older than he looks.
I used to go there Sunday nights for metalheads and then go to school the next day.
Oh, wow, okay, cool. So that was like Asian beats with drum and bass and jungle beats kind of thing. So, like you said, it was the last big kind of cultural musical thing that we had.
Really? Do you think there's not been a sort of movement since? Because there'd be a lot of younger people going,
hang on. I mean, you could count...
Dubstep, perhaps, but it still didn't have the same kind of artistic fashion culture. A lot of it then has been a lot more American. We've just taken a lot of things that America's produced and sort of the trap and the hip hop and all these styles. Even though they come here and take our styles and take them back to America and then sell them back to us, it's a weird cycle. Usually they're kind of created here and then sold back to us. But jungle was purely a thing of all the nationalities of the UK getting together and made one thing that was brilliant and only British.
Well, it's time for something like that again.
Yes, very much.
And I never thought I'd ask this question. But George Galloway, were you ever into jungle music?
That's the hardest question I've ever been asked by any journalist.
Good! Boom! I'm going to
sure the answer's yes.
I really don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Tamla Motown man, me.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, I took my kids to DMC Fun at the Royal Albert Hall last Saturday. It's a fantastic day out. And they were playing Tamla when we went in, and I was really
you were in your element,
grooving with my young children with the embarrassing dad's dance. But then they went on to, I suppose it was jungle or other genre, and I was completely lost. And when they went back to Tamla at the end,
Then you
again,
were all right.
I was
George,
fine,
safe
yeah.
space.
all you need to know is that Jungle is and was massive. That's it. If
Okay.
anyone asks you, if anyone says Jungle, just go, is massive. That's all you need to say.
It's massive, all right.
AJ and Statis Beatnik, thank you both so much for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.
George is taking over the reins very shortly. What's coming up on your show?
Well, the prisons are
There's a
erupting.
riot going off.
Birmingham
Yeah.
HMP, it's a private prison. The prisoners have launched a takeover bid, and a successful one, because they now are in control of the entire jail, and G4S have withdrawn. There's a lot of morality tales spin out of that,
Yeah.
and we'll have the prison officers' union boss on the line right up top of the show.
Wow, okay. And that's kind of ongoing as we speak.
It's ongoing, and frankly, we intend to speak to some of the prisoners inside the jail.
Great.
We're talking Johnny Cash here. This is, I don't know if you want to play
Amazing.
this music.
Ring of fire.
If only I had the music. Okay, if you want to get in touch with George, the number as ever is 03444991000. Thank you so much for your time, your company and your ears. I will be back with you next Friday right here on Talk Radio. Have yourselves a gorgeous weekend. Bye-bye.